I'm sure I'm probably gonna have to turn on my lights in here soon because it's already dark and it's just barely turned 3 p.m. But daylight savings time. But for now, I think this is still okay. But to catch you guys up, when I tried to do Vlogmas last year, I believe I only got 7 episodes in, and I kind of gave up on it because it got really hard to do that every single day, to record, and I really hated editing at the time too. And I was just kind of over it, which I didn't want to be. I actually enjoyed doing Vlogmas. It was just a bit too much, a bit too overwhelming because I don't think that I have a really good system in place. I was struggling at the time to edit, and I really hated editing videos. And that was one of the biggest reasons why I believe that I gave up on Vlogmas 7 days in, because I was struggling with editing. I believe I've already said it in a few of my previous videos. I now have 2 ways to make editing so much faster. One is in CapCut. If you go to the transcribe feature in CapCut, once you actually upload the video in, and then on the bottom it'll say transcribe or something like that. If you do that, it'll transcribe the words. And I don't know why, but I guess I'm more of a visual learner, and for me, seeing the word and being able to highlight the words and completely delete them, that really helps me to record videos and get them out and get them done so much faster. I can sit and edit a video and get it done within an hour, maybe 2. So I absolutely love that. And I absolutely love that because it used to take me days. I would do a big cut here, smaller cuts there, then putting in the music, and it was just a mess. It was a mess. And now I'm finding better ways to help me to edit my videos. And CapCut is one, and then the other one is Riverside. Riverside is pretty much the same thing, where it basically transcribes everything that you've said in a podcast, in a video, whatever it is. And you see all the words and everything that you said, all the pauses, all the ums and ahs and things like that. And you can just easily take those out, just highlight sentences worth, paragraphs worth of words that you said, and just completely delete them out. And you don't have to do so much work with editing. So I think that is one thing that is truly going to help me to get through Vlogmas with no problem. And then the second thing that I think is going to truly help me with Vlogmas this year is my content pillars, but doing my content pillars as a series. Now, I was scrolling through YouTube, and I've been seeing so many people talk about the future of what YouTube is, or the type of content that people are interested in right now, or they're talking about the type of content that's going to perform well. And the biggest thing that I have gathered from this is everyone saying that series are going to be the it thing now. And at first I was thinking, how am I going to come up with a series? What would I do a series about? Because I have my content pillars. But I was just thinking, I have my content pillars already, so what am I going to do a series on, and how can I work that in with my content pillars? But I wasn't even looking at the bigger picture of the fact that, well, you have these content pillars, allow them to be the series, basically. So for me, for example, one of my content pillars is mindset and personal development. But I don't just leave it that broadly, because content pillars can be broad or it can be really niche down. I've seen people on Instagram, because it's more short form, where they share their desk organization and little decorations and things like that that they put around their desk. And they will constantly do that every single week. They will either be cleaning their desk, they will add a new decoration or something to their desk, they'll be cleaning their keyboard, their monitor, their screen, whatever it is. So you can do content pillars like that, or you can do content pillars kind of broadly like I do. My content pillars are mindset and personal development, business and brand strategy. I also talk about my personal self-care and well-being journey. It's not something that I teach, but it's more an opportunity for me to vlog my wellness journey and things like that, like my love of tea or things like that. So it's just an opportunity for me to go in deeper and share a little bit more of my personality and things like that, for example. But you can have content pillars about anything. They can be a bit broader, or they can be a bit more niche down. When I saw so many people talking about creating a series, I was like, oh, what am I going to do a series about? But then I thought, well, wait, you could just take your content pillars and you can turn those into a series. When I first started my small business about 2 years ago, I started with 5 content pillars. My 5th pillar was organization and habit building. And I had 5 pillars because I started on Instagram, but I really wanted to be on YouTube. And so when I fully dropped Instagram for an entire year, I decided to drop one of those pillars since I was posting every single week. And there's 4 weeks in a month. I was like, well, that's perfect. I'll just go to 4 content pillars and then post a video every single week about one content idea. So I would do something around mindset or limiting beliefs or something like that. And for behind the scenes of my business, maybe I would talk about a launch that's happening or maybe a launch that didn't work out. Normally for Vlogmas, you will vlog every single day for 25 days. So each of the 5 pillars have 5 subcategories. So that means that I will have 25 content ideas already just by using my content pillars. I hope that made sense. I really want to try this out and really see how it works and if these content pillars are going to be really useful to help me stay on track with Vlogmas. And if it is, I'm going to come back and let you guys know this, of course, because this could be a game changer to really help somebody who wants to do Vlogmas actually stay on track with it. And the best part about it is I won't be jumping around from one pillar over here, then doing this pillar, then doing, it's not like that. I'm going to do all of the content ideas that I have for mindset and personal development until I've done all 5 ideas. And then I'll move on to business and brand strategy. So then there'll be 5 videos about that over the course of 5 days. And then I'll move on to, so I think it's going to really help to create this crescendo, this going from talking about mindset and personal development, moving into our self-care and everything, and talking about business a little bit more, and then talking about our space and our environment. I just think that these pillars are going to really just help me stay on track with it this Vlogmas, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I definitely have a lot of work to do when it comes to creating all the video ideas, making sure those ideas and everything are ready to go, so that way I can just get right into every single day when I have to record a video. I am losing light faster and faster, so I'm trying to speed through this. But speaking of my business, I've been really struggling with launches and everything for my small business, but I have one more launch idea and I'm really excited about it. I'm really hoping that it sets the tone moving into 2026 because my business is called Gallery 713. I just had this idea of doing this whole gallery vibe, this gallery theme, and I started doing all the branding and everything for that. And I even had my room looking like a museum almost. It just wasn't what my business was supposed to be. I think maybe around 2021, 2022, I tried to launch Gallery 713 as a home decor brand, but I was just so still in my head about starting a small business and everything and just struggling and wouldn't allow myself to get started. I was still scared to be on social media and everything like that. And so basically I never got started. And so because I would never allow myself to really get started with Gallery 713 at the time when it was actually a home decor brand, I kind of quit that idea. And then I jumped on this idea of Gallery 713 actually being a gallery. I used to work at a museum and I was just feeling this vibe of this retro-y inspired gallery. I thought that was going to be the theme for my business, but I don't think it resonated with who my ideal customer actually is. I revisited my ideal customer persona and I was just realizing this really doesn't align with them. I was like, wait, you totally got off track from the home decor kind of vibe and what my ideal customer actually wants. And so it was kind of a no-brainer, but it was like I took my business on this kind of crazy path. I guess it was better than never to realize that. But when I had that epiphany that my business or my brand identity was not where it needed to be, I had to shift in such a quick amount of time that now I'm scrambling to try to get the products and everything that will really fit the vibe of my brand and business. And now I'm getting back into things like home decor, self-care, and lifestyle accessories, basically bringing back my roots, basically where I started with Gallery 713. I'm kind of getting back into that, but expanding it a little bit. At first, it was more just for home decor and self-care, and it's still going to be that, but it's also going to be other things. I absolutely love playing with clay, and I would love to eventually create products, a lot more products that utilize clay. And I have a few pieces sitting right here next to me. These two are mini bowls. I didn't know they were as small as they are, but I still think they're cute. And especially once I paint them, they're going to look so cute. I just know it. And then I have a cute little incense holder. I still got to drill the hole into this. And then I have coasters. I actually found this coaster mold at Dollar Tree, surprisingly. I had this coaster mold already, but then I was looking for something a little bit more abstract shape. And then I went to the Dollar Tree and I found this shape. And I was like, that's cool. I didn't know that they sold molds like that. So I got this from Dollar Tree and it's very sturdy. I was very surprised by that. And then I have this piece here, which is just like a trinket tray. I don't have my clay bowl in here, which I'm still working on the prototype, which brings me to what I was saying. I'm a little nervous that I'm not going to make this launch. It's not that many products. I do have a little bit more though. And I'm just like, am I going to be able to make all this within the amount of time? But the other things, I really like matte acrylic paints. But for these, no. The colors were so streaky and it did not fit. And I remember when I did Gallery 713 back in 2021, 2022, I used chalk paints for these. And the chalk paints, oh my God, they lay so flat. They are just smooth as butter. They are just, I love a good chalk paint, but you really also have to use a good wax sealer or a good sealer on it to get rid of the chalk feeling, but still keep the smoothness and the flawlessness. It almost looks airbrushed. So I was like, let me get some chalk paint. But the dilemma is that it is Thanksgiving, which meant that my delivery isn't going to arrive until after Thanksgiving, even after the weekend of Thanksgiving. So now I won't get my chalk paints until December 2nd and maybe even December 4th. But the thing is that I was planning on launching this December 6th. So you guys can see my dilemma of why I feel like I'm going to make it, but I'm also not going to make it. But yeah, I will literally try to get the paint to dry faster, take pictures in the same day, get them put up on the website, and hopefully it works. Hopefully it does. I feel like it will, but I'm just like, I don't know. I think the biggest thing that I want to do, like the end of December going into January, is to honestly take a break. And I guess when I say take a break, I'm still going to be on YouTube. And after Vlogmas, I probably won't post at the end of December for like 2 weeks, but then getting right back into it in January and just focusing on my YouTube channel. I just need to kind of take a break from the small business and thinking so much every single day about making things and making products and hurrying up and getting them out there and focusing on things that are really important too, like my health and my well-being and all those things. But at the same time, I will have time too to just take a step back from thinking about launching products and to really sit down and actually get a plan going. But yeah, I just think that will really help me to get ahead. And even like the last 2 weeks of December, maybe even just taking some time to really think about like goals that I have for myself. So for my self-care, for my well-being, goals that I want to achieve for 2026, like trying to work on losing weight. I just feel like I haven't really been able to do that and do it in a way that feels good to me and not super forced, you know? I feel like this is really going to just help me get the opportunity to focus on getting ahead, getting clear on my goals for 2026 and to take a breath and everything, because I feel like for all of 2025, I have just kind of been somewhat winging it. I've definitely strategized a lot, you know, that's my thing. That's kind of what I want to be known for, is like talking about brand strategy. But also there are points where you kind of just start panicking in a way, and then you start to kind of get off track with what you've already been strategizing. And I think that comes down to like being prepared, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the strategy, and it has everything to do with like myself and my self-care, like, like having my clothes and everything ready and laid out, or having my hair and everything styled and ready to go so I could just jump on camera and do a video when I'm ready to do a video, and just feeling good about myself when I actually do it. I think it's things like that. It's preparedness like that. And it's preparedness with my business and my brand, giving myself ample amount of time to come up with these collections and not just winging them. Like I want to maybe, clear out some space here in my room so that way I could just like start a mood board like on my wall. I want to get back into how I used to do when I was a fashion designer. I would create mood boards of different types of fabrics and different sketches. I would just go the whole 9 yards, and then I would go and look at samples of fabrics. I feel like I really want to do that more, and just go all in on this and really give myself a good chance in 2026 to put my business out there. I feel like that's where I'm at now. I just think that this is now the time for me to really get myself out there and to get my business out there and find the right audience and really attract them with the things that they actually want, and not just things that I start to panic about and, just start making anything. I think there will be a time and a place for that, with more like self-care and well-being, just doing things that I enjoy and not feeling like I need to turn that into a business idea or a product or whatever. Like that's what I want. I want to be ready. I want to be ahead of the game. But I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And even though this light is atrocious, I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you will be back for Vlogmas when we have lots to do for Vlogmas. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. And I just hope that we're going to nail it. We're going to nail it. We're going to speak positivity into existence and say we're going to nail Vlogmas. I'm excited about it. Let me know if you're excited about Vlogmas in the comment section, or any ideas that you might have for Vlogmas, any things that you want to see in any of like the content pillars that I spoke about. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. Oh, and please subscribe. I would love it if you also please hit that subscribe button. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and I'll talk to you soon.